Okay, first of all, great to have you back on the pitch. How does it
Thank
feel to be
you.
back out there?
Yeah, good to be back out there. Obviously, it's disappointing when you're injured and you're missing quite a long period of time. So yeah, it's just nice to be back out there, lads, and hopefully I can help in any way.
You've been so consistent both in your form and your availability since you joined Tranmere as well. So, how frustrating was it to be
Yeah,
out for a fair while?
yeah. It's probably the longest period of my career I probably haven't went without picking up a little niggle. So I was actually pleased with how it was going. Obviously, played every game when I come in last year, and then every game pretty much this season as well. So it's like I say, it's just disappointing when you're not out there able to kind of help your teammates and in any way you can. So yeah, I was eager to kind of get back.
You hear players kind of feel a bit powerless when they're out on having just to watch
Yeah,
the action. Did it feel that way?
yeah, a little bit because it's as you know when you're watching a game, it looks so easy, and obviously everyone's got their opinions and you know what I mean? You're desperate to trying to. You can see it from a different angle, so you're desperate to trying to get out there and help in any way you can. Obviously, it's not that easy when you're playing, but yeah, it's almost like a powerless thing. But so not just try and be a good teammate, but get around the lads and help them in any way off the pitch and just show support. When I wasn't involved, sorry. So, but yeah, like I said, just happy to be back now.
I was just speaking to Ian Dawes about the injuries. Obviously, 10 senior players set to miss the rest of the campaign. From the playing perspective, how difficult does it make it when there have been so many absentees throughout the campaign?
Mm-hmm. It's difficult because obviously you need a squad. You can't just rely on um, almost your 11 or one or two off the bench. You need a in any team needs a whole bench of players that can be called on, and then behind that as well you need players. It's all about competition really. You need players pushing everyone every day, and it makes it difficult at times if you've got limited numbers because obviously fatigue sets in, people can pick up injuries, and then you're down to the bare bones, and you need players that can push people who are starting, but then you also need impact off the bench and etc. So yeah, it makes it tough.
It's to do with rhythm and consistency as well, because when you haven't got the same 11 out or similar 11 out every other week, I'd imagine it can be difficult to kind of form new partnerships on a weekly basis.
Yeah, of course, but that's obviously realistically, you know what I mean, you'd want time on the training pitch to work on that kind of stuff. But again, like I say, it's if you've got the benefit of having a squad and one person does go down, you want someone else to step into their shoes. And I think at times the season we maybe haven't had that. So it's about people competitiveness all over the pitch for places, and then when called upon, do you know what I mean, you know you've got people there that can step into the shoes.
And it's a relatively new partnership as well for yourself and Harvey Saunders. Started 4 times together before your injury, started the last two together as well.
Mm-hmm.
How were you enjoying playing alongside him?
No, he's a good player. You'll see he works his nuts off. He gets around the pitch. He's quick. He's aggressive. He puts himself about. And for me, I just want to try and help him in any way I can. Try and lead him maybe tactically off the ball, stuff like that. But he's raw. He's got pace. He puts himself about, like I say, and he gives everything for the team. So you can't really ask much more of anyone. And the goals have started to come from him as well. So I'm pleased for him in that regard.
Even though Harvey's 25, is he learning things off you as well?
Um, I don't
Well, I
know.
think so.
Yeah, you can put me to ask him that, but I just for me, it's just about trying to without being condescending or anything. But you obviously been around for a little while now, so you just try and put your input into maybe you could have done this better, or you could have, I don't know, ran that way, or come offshore at this point, or just little things, just being a communicator, just trying to even just provoke maybe at times and just get the best out of people. I think that's maybe my role now. So, but he's doing well. He's doing very well.
I asked Ian about this as well because the goal on when there was perhaps a sign of that where you held deep and laid it into Josh with the cross for Harvey. Is that the sign of the connection in terms of his getting his goal scoring instincts at Tranmere?
I think it was just a good movement from him. To be honest, I think it was a little bit maybe fortunate the way that the ball broke, but again, that was down to him and putting a challenge on the defender. And yeah, I just played the pass into Josh and he gets it across, and it was good movement, good finish from Harvey. I think all the credit is down to him on that one.
And is it a sign of improving confidence from Harvey? Just 2 goals in his last 4 games.
I think whenever you score goals, you're going to take confidence from it. So I think I'm sure he would have been happy with the first one. Obviously, it was a little while in coming, but once it comes, I think he'll feel the license for himself to go and get more. So hopefully, from now to the end of the season, he can get as many as possible.
I know in football you'll always want to be fighting at the business end of the campaign and towards the top end of the table, but unfortunately it hasn't become that way. It's a strange kind of end of the season, just with 5 games left and in mid-table, not towards the bottom or the top.
Mm-hmm.
As players, where do you get the motivation from to finish the season strongly these last 5 games?
I think it's just a bit of professional pride. I think regardless of where we are on the table, you want to go and win every game, or if you're not, at least you're not winning, be competitive in every game. So I think we want to do that. Starting on Saturday, Crawley, we want to go there and win. And yeah, we're probably not going to make the playoffs now, but you can still finish the season strong, and you can still have a bit of personal pride and go out with a little bit of a bang, and then you know what I mean, you puts you in good stead going forward for next season. So I think it's your personal pride, and at the end of the day, you're representing the club and the people who work for the club as well. So you can't just let the season whimper out or tailor out, whatever the phrase is. Do you know what I mean? You're representing people, you're representing the fan base, yourself, your family. So I think you still got a duty to go out there and be competitive and try and win games.
And in the final 5 games as well, there's Crawley, Rochdale and Northampton. So is there a motivation in that you can have a really big say at both ends of the table in the last 5 games?
We're playing teams that have got a lot riding on the game. So like I say, if we go out there and we're not competitive, and do you know what I mean, we've already got our flip-flops on and whatever people want to say, do you know what I mean, you probably end up getting rolled over. So we need to turn up and be professional, and like I say, just be competitive in the games. And so we want to win. We want to, if we have a say in how other people's seasons go, then fair be it. But yeah, we want to go to all these places, or people coming to our place. We want to win the games.
And just on Crawley, it's strange in terms of the comparison between their home form and their away form. 29 points at home, just 9 points away all season. So that tells you, in terms of their home form, I think they're 5 unbeaten as well. But how important is it for you to carry on from last week, and from Monday rather, and just carry that momentum, as you say, and the season strongly?
Like I say, it's just that pride, that personal pride. You're representing the football club, so we want to go to Crawley and win. We want to go to Rochdale the Tuesday after and then win. Grimsby come Saturday after, we want to win that game, and then going into whoever it is after that, and then I forget, and then I think Northampton last game. So we want to be competitive, we want to win the game. You know what I mean? So like I say, be competitive.